What?
That's what kids are for.
What's that?
Make
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Stacy.
How are you?
Good.
Good. We will get started in about 3 minutes. I think we have almost everybody.
Sounds
guys.
good. Hi, Kay. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bud.
Hello. Stacy, are we swearing in Mike and Paul today too?
We'll do it at the next meeting. We did, at the special meeting, we did Mike's technical swearing in at the first over break. So Jackie and I did the oath and everything and had it signed off here. But we'll do the actual swearing in at the special meeting.
Okay.
He is here though. Mike is here and so is Paul. So.
Ms. Denowith,
Yes, are you ready?
is everyone here?
Oops. Yeah, Mr. Schulte is logging in now.
You let me know when we got them.
Okay. There's entering the meeting now. Okay, Mr. Green, we're ready.
Okay, good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order, January 11th, 2021. I'll do a roll call vote. Green, present. Mr. Schulte,
Schulte present.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh present.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti present.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick present.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller present.
and our new member, Mr. Garcia.
Garcia present.
Ms. Denowitz.
Yes, as we were chatting just quickly before, we just want to welcome Mr. Garcia, our newest member, and then also welcome back Mr. Zanetti. They both won their elections in November, and we're glad to have them as part of our team again on the board, and we welcome them back. And we will do our official ceremonial oath at the special meeting. We're hoping perhaps maybe at some point to be in person, so it would be better to have that in person, but so we'll do it at the 25th meeting, whether we are in person or not. But welcome to you both. We appreciate your dedication to the district.
And congratulations, Paul and Mr. Garcia. Thank you so much for being willing to serve on the Board of Education. I know I've talked to Ms. Denowitz, and she shared with me that what a valuable member you will be and how active you are in the school district and the community. And we thank you for your service and look forward to working with you to lead this district further in the future. Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I will do my best to be a hard-working board member with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, we've established a quorum. Agenda approval, Ms. Denowitz.
I have no changes.
Schulte, I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Walsh support.
Motion by Schulte, support by Walsh. Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Green, yes, the motion carries. Item 4.
Mr. Green,
Yes, I'm sorry.
we forgot the pledge.
Oh, geez, sorry about that. Okay. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'll lead it. Ready?
Okay, yeah.
I
Go ahead.
pledge allegiance to the flag
To the
of
flag of the
the
United
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Green, you might need to unmute. There you go.
Item 4 is the minutes from December 14th.
This is Fitzpatrick. A motion to accept the minutes from December 14th as presented.
Support by Hiller.
Motion by Fitzpatrick, support by Hiller. Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Green,
Yes.
we have one correction on the very last page of the minutes. Under personnel items, it was moved by Hiller, supported by Zanetti. I think it's supposed to say Zanetti to approve.
Zanetti. I like that.
I know. So that's all.
Okay, we can amend the minutes. And Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Green, yes, the motion carries. Item 5 is correspondence. We have a parent correspondent and a staff correspondent. Ms. Denowitz.
Yes, you have in your packet, we'll do the parent correspondence first. As you remember from our last meeting, we had a parent who called in and just said that she had sent an email. That is the email that she was referring to, and we, between myself and the middle school, we have taken care of those concerns. And then if you look at the staff one as well, we have one concern from a teacher at the middle school, which we have also handled, and then two thank yous from two Pinewood parents.
This is Fitzpatrick.
Schulte, I
Motion to
motion
accept the
to-
correspondence.
Schulte seconds.
Motion by Fitzpatrick, support by Mr. Schulte. Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Garcia,
Garcia, yes.
Green, yes, the motion carries. Item 6 is payment of the bills.
Yes, Mr. President, this is Walsh, and tonight we're going to pay the following bills. General Fund, $870,811.80. Center Programs, $1,297.07. Food Service Fund, $32,584.36. Child Care Fund, $612.38. Bond 2018, $4,965.03. And bond 2020 Series 1, $10,701.
Motion by Walsh,
Support by Hiller.
support by Mr. Hiller. Are there any questions? Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Green, yes, the motion carries. Item 7 is old business. There is none. Item 8 is new business. Student reps, Ms. Dunworth.
Yes, we have our student rep, Kara Sanders, with us this evening. So Kara, if you want to unmute and tell us what's going on at the high school.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So really there's nothing going on. It's just the typical online learning. But winter sports are starting back up, and I'm pretty sure this Saturday boys basketball tryouts and conditioning restarts, or actually starts, because they didn't even get a chance to start their season. So that's really exciting. It's basically it. Do you guys have any questions?
You want to
for
unmute
me?
and tell us what's going on? Oh,
Hi,
I
I'm
see.
sorry. My thing that it wouldn't let me in, but I'm here now.
Yay! Hi, Hannah, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good.
Over the break, I wanted to share that a few of the drumline members got to participate in the Warren and Centerline Light Parade, and it was a really neat experience because of how much of the community actually came out to be a part of it, and then how much of the community came out to watch it. So that was a really fun night.
I saw that. It was very cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's all we have. Do you guys have any questions for us about how like the online learning stuff is going or anything?
Are you looking forward to coming back in person?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
Oh my gosh,
so
yes.
excited.
It's so hard to learn online.
Yes, well, we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday then.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
for sure.
I'm so excited. I just want a normal senior year.
Exactly.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you for
Appreciate
hanging
it.
in.
Thanks.
Girls,
Next item is student achievement, the extended COVID-19 pandemic learning plan. Ms. Dunworth.
Yes, I am going to share my screen with you with our PowerPoint for this evening. So this will look familiar to you. This is our recommitment. And just as a recap, just a reminder that every 30 days after our initial plan was reviewed, we have to look at the plan every month hereafter and reconfirm how instruction is going to be delivered for the next 30 days. We then have to offer an opportunity for public comment before we actually approve the plan later on in the agenda. In addition, during this presentation, I'll review the two-way interaction rates that we've been having with virtual students. Quickly, I'm just going to remind everybody that this week we're creating some time to transition, because as you know, as we mentioned at our last meeting, we have some students who are returning to in-person learning, but then we also have some that are going remote, so that takes some time to get the schedules right and make sure that our teachers have time if some of them may be setting up a new classroom, if they were virtual previously and now they're coming back in person. So for K-5 on January 14th and 15th, there will be no in-person classes in the buildings. All of the instruction will be delivered remotely, asynchronously. So it'll either be taped lessons or lessons that students will access via Schoology, but there will be no in-person for K-5. Similarly, will happen at the middle school on the 14th and 15th. They will also be asynchronous, and we will be ready to go then for them on Tuesday the 19th. And then at the high school, January 13th and 14th, remember we had said that we do not recommend having exams at the high school at this time, just given everything that has happened this past fall. We would recommend that they be given grades for first quarter and second quarter, and those be averaged to come up with their semester grades. So at Tower on the 13th and 14th, we'll have regular school days, being that there's no exams. And then for all students on Friday, it will be half day because that was our scheduled records day for teachers to complete their report cards and everything for the first semester. So that's just a reminder. This would be the recommendation on this slide for the third quarter plan moving forward. Preschool will remain the same. They have continued to be in person as all year long, so we will continue that. For the elementary, as I mentioned, we had some students that will be returning face-to-face, and then a few going remote, the opposite direction. But in order to make sure that we accommodate those students returning face-to-face and maintain the most social distance as feasible, we are in the process of hiring 4 teachers to accommodate the return of approximately 100 students who wish to return face-to-face. Now those are spread out amongst all 6th grade levels. So in many cases that required us to eliminate some split classes. We had 5 at the beginning of the year. We will be down to 2. We are eliminating 3 of those, separating them out, and then welcoming some of those students back face-to-face. In addition, one of the concerns that we've heard all along is that the virtual students don't have access to specials like the in-person students do. The in-person students may go down to the gym or have an art class or something, and we haven't had that opportunity for virtual students. So if this plan is approved, our plan would be to offer stipends to teachers to post those lessons, weekly lessons for special students to access, so they have access to some extracurricular content at the elementary level. Then looking at the middle school, in addition, we are welcoming back students face-to-face in that building as well. So the best way that we could do that while continuing to maintain the most feasible social distance will be to limit students to 1 elective for third quarter instead of 2. That gives us more flexibility with teacher schedules in order to accommodate all of those students. So we recommend that the in-person students would attend school from 8:10 to 2:10, and then our virtual students will attend from 9:10 to 3:10. But those 2 hours at the beginning of the day give us more opportunity, because the teachers obviously are still teaching a full day, but it gives us more opportunities to use more of those teachers and not have to increase those class sizes much above what we had in the fall. We are trying to keep those in-person class sizes low. And the counseling staff has worked very hard to make that schedule work, and we appreciate all their hard work the last few weeks while we've been working this out. At the high school, because of the unique live stream that they've been doing, and as you know, at the high school, they change at the semester anyway, so this is nothing really new for them. They're going to continue to do their live streaming with the students that want to remain virtual, and then welcoming some students back in person. We will return also to the schedule that we had in the fall. It gives us a little more opportunity to work closely with some of those in-person kids, but then also reach out to those virtual kids in the afternoon. And then at Enterprise, we will continue with their schedule. And then with them, they have been offering that intervention time at the end of the school day to work with their virtual students, because they have a larger percentage opting for virtual, and so that will continue as well. Any questions about those changes?
Hey, Stacy, it's Mr. Zanetti. The quarters, what are the dates? January 19th through what for third quarter? What's the timing?
March 26th.
Okay. Got it. So that kind of lines up with the governor's kind of initial requirement to get everybody kind of set up for March 1st.
Yes.
Right. Opportunity to be in person versus online. Okay.
Yep. She has asked every school to have some sort of in-person learning opportunity effective March 1st. As you know, some districts have not offered anything in person all school year. So she wants to make sure that they have at least some option available for families effective March 1st. We obviously have been meeting that since we've been in since September. But as we expected that perhaps as the vaccine rolled out, if people were interested, they might be more comfortable coming back fourth quarter, but at this point, I'm not quite sure what that might, how those feelings might be, so.
Okay. Got it. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Okay. The next slide is just the weekly two-way interactions. As you know, we had one meeting in December and then we had winter break. So I only have 2 weeks of information to share with you. But again, they're extremely consistent from what we've been seeing over the entire course of our virtual learning, that we are able to maintain about 98% at each building, with making sure that we're contacting or having some sort of communication with kids at least 2 times per week. So that has been very good, and I appreciate all that the teachers and the staff, whether it be principals or social workers or therapists, anybody that is reaching out to these kids to make sure that we are keeping contact with them at least twice per week, and that we're getting responses from the students. At our next meeting, I will go over some of the pupil accounting ins and outs that we had mentioned previously. And it talks about some of the kids that we haven't heard from all year. So that information will be shared with you at the next meeting. And the final next steps is just a reminder that there's no school on Monday, the 18th, in honor of Martin Luther King Day, that our new quarter starts on Tuesday, on January 19th, and then our next recommitment will be at the February 8th board meeting. And that concludes my report, Mr. Green.
Okay, that's the report. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, one more, Mr. Green. Sorry, Stacy.
No, go ahead.
For the students that are going from face to face from face to face originally now to virtual, are they set up with technology? Has that all been kind of put everybody has the laptops and or access that they require?
Yes, if they made that transition, they can let us know. I know at our administrator meeting this morning, Kevin had reached out to the administrators and just said to let him know that he had some devices still available if anybody else needed one, that we could get those to those students.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, that's the report. The next item is a bid rejection. Mr. Kassenbaum.
Yes, thank you. Tonight we are recommending that the Board of Education reject specifically the bids from categories 9A and 26A from the Clark Construction bid package number 1. These bids were bids that were opened on December 22nd, and in these 2 bid categories, we only received 1 bid in each of these 2 categories, both bids which were above our budget amount. So we are recommending that these bids be formally rejected by the Board of Education, and we will rebid out these bid categories to get more competitive bids and pricing.
Motion by Fitzpatrick to reject the bids, package 1.
Support by Zanetti.
Motion by Fitzpatrick, support by Mr. Zanetti. Are there any questions?
This is Mr. Schulte. Is there any reason, Neil, as to why you only had the 1 bids come in?
In conversations we had in following up with some of these contractors, our bids were on the street at the same time as a lot of other bids right now. And people were just worried about overloading their workload. COVID is playing a little bit of a piece into this, as some contractors are being a little bit conservative in the amount of work that they are signing up for this coming summer because of the tight timelines we have with school district work. And then for fear that somebody on one of their crews catches COVID and they have to bring in additional crews with overtime costs. There are some bidders that are being a little bit conservative in terms of their workload. Now, the good news appears to be, since we've put these two bid categories back out on the street, we do have quite a bit of interest, more than we had the first time around. I think what we're finding is that all of the bidders that may not have been awarded bids that were out at the same time as us are now back on the street, hungry for work, needing to fill up their schedules for next summer. So as of last Friday, I believe we had 4 different contractors who we were in conversation with and had picked up bid plans and were very interested in bidding the category 9A work. And there were 6 contractors related to the category 26A work as of last Friday that had been showing some interest and had picked up plans and indicated that they were planning on bidding.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Okay, Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Doing yes, the motion carries. The next item is a bid award for 2021 asbestos abatement. Mr. Katzenbaum.
Yes, thank you. We are recommending tonight to award 2 separate bids for the asbestos abatement work related to next summer's construction work. The purpose for the 2 separate awards is because of the timing of the projects. In order to get, speaking of the tight timelines, in order for us to be able to turn around the asbestos abatement of the gym floor at both Warren Woods Tower High School as well as Warren Woods Middle School, and to get those gym floors removed and get the new gym floors in within our summer schedule timeframe, it made more sense for us to award the bid for Warren Woods Tower gym floor, which is bid pack number 1, to Total Environmental. And then for bid pack number 2, which includes the middle school gym floor, as well as some work at Pinewood Elementary and at the Education Center, that bid award would be recommended to go to BDS Environmental.
Motion by Hiller to approve.
Support by Fitzpatrick.
By Hiller, support by Patrick. Are there any questions?
Let's just
Yeah,
Schulte
Neil,
again. So we're going with 2 contractors for timing purposes. Is that my understanding?
Yes, because I think it was BDS that was technically the low bid for both bid categories, but none of these are really big jobs to be able to, they have to, remove the bleachers from the walls. We have to roll the bleachers in, abate the floor, roll the bleachers back. And nobody has enough crews to be able to do both jobs simultaneously. So if it was awarded to one contractor, they would have to do, let's say, start with tower, do all the tower abatement, and then pack up, remobilize, and do the middle school. And that would just put us too far behind schedule. So to go with 2 separate contractors, they can both be doing the work at the exact same time at 2 different buildings.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Neil, this is Scott Hiller. This is for the gym floors. This is the total removal of the gym floors in both buildings. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then we're going to have something else coming for the new installation, I assume.
Yes, that will be part of the construction bid packs, which we hope to have recommendations for the next board meeting.
Okay, great, thanks.
So this is Schulte again. In its partial work for Pinewood and the other
Yes.
building.
Yeah, so at Pinewood, we have some abatement that is on the stage area over at Pinewood. So there's some asbestos tile in that stage that needs to be removed, as well as some asbestos tile that is located in the old front office area. So that contract includes the removal of that work as well. And then here at the Education Center, there is some abatement that has been, asbestos that has been tested in some of the door frames that are being removed. So those will have to be removed by an abatement contractor as opposed to a demolition contractor.
Okay, anyone else? That was a motion by Hiller, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Garcia,
Garcia, yes.
and yes, the motion carries. Next item is a purchase of a school bus. Mr. Castlebaum.
Yes, tonight we are recommending the purchase of an International 77 passenger school bus. This purchase is in line with our bus replacement cycle. The recommendation is from Midwest Transit and includes the installation of new camera system as well as the two-way radio system. This bus will replace a bus that we have had for 19 years now with over 130,000 miles on it currently.
Support by Zanetti.
I missed the motion, I'm sorry.
Motion by Zanetti.
Motion
Support by
Zanetti,
Schulte.
support by Schulte. Any questions?
So Neil, how is this one of the in our fleet? Do we still have a few vehicles that are at this age and this mileage, or is this kind of getting to the end of those replacements?
Was that Mr. Zanetti?
Yes, sorry, Mr. Green.
Okay.
I think relatively speaking, every year when we replace a bus, it's going to be about in this time frame. We're typically replace one bus per year. Occasionally we get to two buses, and the ones that are in good shape move over to be our spare buses. But I think the last few years when we've gotten to the point where it's time to officially remove a bus from being a spare and retire it, they've all been somewhere in the 15 to 19-year-old range with over 100,000 miles. So I would anticipate this would probably be, pretty consistent in terms of the buses that we are retiring, but they do often move off of day-to-day service and sit as our spare buses in the event that we need to pull a spare out.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, there was a motion by Zanetti, a support by Schulte. Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Garcia,
Garcia, yes.
and yes, the motion carries. Thank you, Neil.
You're welcome.
Item 9 is personnel items. There are no leaves. There are no new hires. Correct, Ms. Denham?
Correct. So no personnel items this evening.
Item 10 is public discussion. Ms. Denham.
Yes, if you wish to participate in public expression, we need you to dial the number 646-558-8656. The meeting ID is 868-881. Oh, sorry, 868-8881-7097. And the passcode is 986237. When you get into the waiting room, we will let you in. We'll identify you by the last 4 digits of your phone number. We ask that you turn off wherever you are listening to the meeting via YouTube and listen specifically on the phone so that we don't have a delay in the information. And while we're waiting to see if anyone calls in, my only item for public expression is I want to thank the Transportation Department for putting together the bus parade on the 20th, I believe it was, of December. If you didn't get a chance to see it, it was wonderful. The drivers volunteered their time and decorated their buses and drove around honking and creating some cheer in the district. And the last bus had Santa on it, who was giving out some books for kids. And that was totally the idea of our transportation folks. So I thank them for not only coming up with the idea, but planning it and getting it all prepared and doing that for our families. I thought it was pretty neat to see.
It was cool. I agree.
That was very cool. I very much enjoyed watching it go down the street. So
Yeah,
Nice
me
job.
too.
I do not see anyone in the waiting room. Are there any board members that had anything for public expression?
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to item 11. New business, this is an action item, the confirmation of the extended COVID-19 pandemic learning plan that was just reported.
Mr. Green, hold on. There is one person in the waiting room. Do you mind if I admit them?
No, not at all.
Number 0752. Zero 0752.
Hi, sorry about that. I pressed the wrong mute. This is Michelle Bastian. I am the WWEA president and teacher in Warren Woods. I teach at Pinewood Elementary. I would like to welcome Mr. Garcia to our board and say we thank you for choosing to represent our students and our community. So thank you for being here. I come to you tonight just on behalf of our WWEA board members, staff members. And at the last meeting, several of us from our e-board spoke to our board and just with our concerns about the current situation and the way that we are offering our instruction. And we would like to ask that our board we would like to ask you to advocate for building a spirit of collaboration and just having some discussion over the situation and how we're doing things so that we can best support our students and also keep everybody safe within our buildings. The last meeting, there was very little discussion over anything that was said, and we would just like to see us begin to have some better communication on behalf of our students and our staff. And so I would just ask that we begin to listen to each other. We're all very scared about the situation that we all face. Our administration has worked tirelessly through this, and we've seen it firsthand. I've gotten calls at 9 o'clock at night from Stacy and Neil. They work very hard to try to keep this district afloat during this crisis, and we appreciate that. We're just hoping that we can begin to build that exact same collaboration amongst our board members as well as our staff, so that everyone feels that their viewpoints are valued and being heard, and that we're working to support our kids in the best way that we possibly can. So just wanted to say that on behalf of our membership and to wish you all a Happy New Year. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Anyone else, Ms. Denowith?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, we'll move to new business and the reconfirmation of the extended 19 or COVID-19 pandemic learning plan. Ms. Denowith.
Yes, so this would be the opportunity to reconfirm the plan that I had presented earlier that allows us to welcome back those students from families who are interested in having in-person learning and making those accommodations and adjustments to those schedules in order to bring those students back face-to-face.
Okay,
I'll entertain a motion. This is Fitzpatrick for the reconfirmation of the extended COVID-19 learning plan as presented at the meeting tonight.
Motion by Fitzpatrick, support by Ms. Walsh. Did you hear my new Google thing just go off?
No.
My kids bought me this and it just said they have no information on this. Okay, sorry about that.
And a motion by Fitz and supported by Walsh.
Got it. Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Mr. Zanetti. Mr. Zanetti,
Sorry, Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Garcia,
Garcia, yes.
Green, yes. Motion carries. Item 12 is adjournment.
Who's gonna do it?
I was just going to say the same thing.
We don't have Mr. Barkey anymore. Someone's got to get brave.
Mr. Schulte, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Schulte,
Supported by Walsh.
Oh, yeah, there we
support by
go.
Ms. Walsh. Mr. Schulte,
Yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Garcia.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Stacy.
Night.
Yep. Have a good night.
Thanks,
Good night,
everyone.
Stacy.
Happy New Year.
Happy
See
New
you
Year.
soon.
New Year.